so very, very much. Well, the story of my family is as old as the story of Texas itself. The uniting of cultures to form one unique people, Texans. I've lived in virtually every region of the entire state, from the Panhandle South Plains to the piney woods of East Texas, from Houston to the Hill Country, from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area to right here in San Antonio. All of them have been home for me. I have literally lived and breathed the soil and the soul of what makes Texas unique. I was born in Wichita Falls as the grandson of a preacher. I was infused with faith from the very beginning. I grew up in Longview. That's where I first felt the grip of a gun, played Little League Baseball, and where I joined the Boy Scouts and pledged to do my duty to God and my country. I spent my teen years in Duncanville. That's where I started a lawn mowing business with my brother Gary. We sweat and toiled in summer heat like this to make a buck and to learn the value of hard work. Each step along my journey instilled in me a sense of duty to fight for the values that make our state great. So when the Ten Commandments Monument on the Texas Capitol grounds came under attack, I fought for that monument all the way to the United States Supreme Court, and we won. And when our Second Amendment rights were threatened, I led a team of states to defend firearm freedom all the way to the United States Supreme Court, and we won. But my greatest fight began on this very date, July the 14th, 29 years ago in Houston, Texas. What happened that day made it highly improbable that I would even be here today to get to speak with you. On a steamy summer day, almost identical to this, I went out for a jog. And while I was out jogging, a huge oak tree crashed down into my back, fractured my vertebrae in my spinal cord, leaving me forever paralyzed. I would never walk again. If you want to know the meaning of love, you have to look no further than my wife, Cecilia. She stood by my side through the toughest, most challenging time of our lives. You know, it's so easy for married couples to recite the vows, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health. But it is awe-inspiring to see your spouse embrace those vows the way that Cecilia Abbott did. Cecilia, thank you so much. Well, piecing my life back together began with doctors piecing my vertebrae back together. One thing they had to do was to insert 2 steel rods up and down the back of my spine that will remain in my back for the rest of my life. And you know, too often you hear politicians get up and talk about having a spine of steel. I actually have one. And I will use my steel spine to fight for you and for Texas families every single day. After my accident, I realized our lives don't have to be defined by the way we're challenged, Instead, we define our lives by the way that we respond to the adversity we face. And this is the very same principle that millions of Texans like you apply each and every day. Single parents trying to earn a paycheck to raise their kids. Small businesses like Louis Barrios over here, trying to find a way to navigate the maze of taxes and regulations. Seniors, like so many we have in the crowd with us here, just trying to find a way to make ends meet. Well, all of us Texans, we all share the very same common bond. We face tough challenges and we rise above them. Texans may get knocked down, but we always get right back up. And we always take on the tough fights. And that's exactly what I've been doing as your Attorney General. I fought for justice in the courtroom and in our communities. I fought for the constitutional principle of federalism, suing an overreaching federal government 27 times. I didn't invent that phrase, "don't mess with Texas," but I have applied it more than anyone else ever has. The very day the president signed Obamacare into law, I took him to court to fight for our constitutional rights. I know the Constitution. I've enforced the Constitution. And let me tell you, the Second Amendment and the 10th Amendment are not suggestions. They are guaranteed rights that I will preserve, protect, and defend. I've also fought against human traffickers right here in San Antonio, and I put away child predators across the state of Texas. I fought for children and families by collecting more than $25 billion in child support. And I've defended the most vulnerable in society, unborn children. Looks like I might be having another fight along those lines coming up here pretty soon. I've even fought against the World Court to ensure that justice was served to an illegal immigrant who raped and murdered 2 teenage girls in Houston, Texas. We took that case to the Supreme Court and we won. And I fought to keep the words, "One nation, under God," and the Pledge of Allegiance, and we won. So when it comes to our freedom and our future, I will never stop fighting. And that's why I'm asking you, the people of Texas, to elect me as your next governor. Thank you. Thank you. I believe it's high time for the people on Main Street to benefit just as much as the people on Wall Street. And just as I've been a voice for liberty in the Constitution, I'll be a voice for you, for children, for parents, for homeowners, and for small business owners. As your governor, I will fight for working middle-class Texans. Together, we can build an even stronger economy, one that allows first-generation college students just as much opportunity as seasoned investment bankers. Together, we will help all Texans climb that ladder of success, not with Obama-style mandates and handouts, but with a level playing field that gets government out of the business of picking between winners and losers, and by reducing taxes on employers. Government is supposed to be on your side, not riding your backs. Together, we will keep Texas the #1 economy in the United States of America. We will do that by reining in our debt and reducing the amount the state can borrow. Just like all of you all have to go home every night and make tough budget decisions, so must government. Together, we can prioritize the things that we need the most. You all know because you deal with this every day. You see the needs for water, roads, and better schools. Our water supplies are going too low. You know by traveling the highway that our traffic congestion is getting too thick, and our schools must do better. We can solve those problems not by raising taxes, but by right-sizing government and putting real limits on spending in Austin, Texas. Together, we can secure our border. Keeping Texans safe from drug cartels and gangs that are importing crime to our state. You know, our priorities are wrong when the state stops a high school valedictorian from mentioning God in a speech, but can't stop drug cartels from crossing our border, forcing danger on people right here in the state of Texas. Some ranchers in South Texas can't even walk on their own property unarmed. Well, as governor, I will marshal the resources we need to secure our border, and I will enforce the rule of law. Together, we can also launch a new era of education reform. We can inspire an entire generation of children to stay in school and graduate either college-ready or career-ready. We already have a 21st century economy. Now we must have a 21st century education system to match it. To do that, we must empower schools, teachers, and parents. We already have way too many bureaucrats and not enough teachers. We have too many educators forced to teach to the test and not enough graduates prepared to reach for their very best. Well, higher education also must be a priority. We must make it more accessible and more affordable. Together we can make skyrocket tuition a thing of the past so more Texans can realize the promise of their future. The future of Texas demands better education, safer communities, and smarter government. The children of Texas deserve it, and we will deliver it. Together we can live up to the ideal that any child of any background has the chance to smile, to hope, to dream, to succeed. Not because of their zip code, because of their heritage or their family history, but because we live in a Texas that includes all. It is this Texas, a Texas of boundless opportunity and limitless imagination, a Texas that champions the human spirit while weaving together the fabric of community, a Texas that attracts jobs, promotes opportunity, and rewards ingenuity. That is the Texas that I will lead as your next governor. So join with me in this fight for our future. Join with me in staking a claim for the next generation. And join with me in fighting for the ideals and the values of the greatest people to inhabit this earth, the people of Texas. Texas! Texas! Thank you all. God bless you all, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.